Hello and welcome at Value Investing, where we try to estimate the intrinsic value of different companies. Currently, I'm looking for a company which produces consumer goods, and this brings me to Procter Gamble, a very well-known company in the consumer goods section. They have performed very well over the last 5 years, and also over the last year they are not down. They are in fact up 2.5%. If you do not know Procter & Gamble, some of their products, so they have a very diversified portfolio from beauty to healthcare, and some of their products are Oral-B, Gillette, Pampers, very diversified portfolio, which I like about this company a lot. This brings me now to our valuation tool, where we try to estimate the intrinsic value of Procter & Gamble, which is a consumer defensive stock. So we can see they are currently trading at around $146, and they have a very stable, up to recent years, growth in earnings per share. Their dividend is also kind of healthy with 2.5% and a payout ratio of around 62%. As always, we will have a look with 4 different valuation models. We will start with Graham's valuation model, where we use the revised formula. I have plugged all the values in, as you can see, and this brings us to a value of $65. Now let's go to the multiples valuation. For multiples valuation, it's kind of difficult to find a company which is kind of similar to Procter & Gamble, as some companies have a similar portfolio, but then they are not so diversified and have other products. As a comparison, I have used Unilever, Colgate-Palmolive, Kimberly-Clark Corporation, the Estée Lauder company. And this brings us to an average price earning multiple, considering these 4 competitors, of around $44. With the earnings per share of Procter & Gamble, we get to an intrinsic value of around $196. The discounted cash flow analysis considers the current cash flow and the future free cash flow of the company. We can see that the growth rate of the free cash flow is fluctuating very much. We can see up around -22% or even +25%. So we have an average growth rate of 0.9%, which I do not really like personally, because it's kind of low. So if we use this as a projection for the future free cash flows and sum that up, so we get the sum of the future free cash flows. And if we consider the cash and cash equivalents for this company and also their debt, we get an equity value. Considering their outstanding shares, we get a kind of low intrinsic value due to the low growth rate of the free cash flow of around $71. As we know, Procter & Gamble pays very good dividends over the last few years, and we can see that the average growth rate for the dividends is around 4.5%. I use this as a projection as well, and we get an intrinsic value of $116. Please keep in mind here also the outstanding shares. This is one action of the management which I like really much. They constantly, since 2005 or end of 2005, they buy back shares of their own company to increase the value of the stock. And this is a big plus as a management action, which I appreciate. This brings us back to our valuation, and if we go to the output tab, we can see, based on the different valuations, we have an intrinsic value of around $112, which is way lower than the current trading price. If we say we want to apply a 20% margin of safety, we get an acceptable buy price of around $90, which, if we look back the last 5 years of this stock, is almost impossible. If we could have bought it 5 years ago, then we could have gotten this price. So we have to lower our expectations, because This company has a very good market position. If we say we want to apply a 5% margin of safety, we even have an acceptable buy price of $106. And it's really difficult to get this kind of price for this company because of the diversified portfolio and the good market position it has. I think it's rather difficult to add this at a discount to your portfolio, even though I like it and I like also the management and buyback of shares they do. What do you think about Procter & Gamble? Do you have it in your own personal portfolio? Let me know down in the comments. This is no investment advice, this is just my own opinion.